Hey SoloQ fam, I wanted to show 2 full matches that prove what's possible when you actually use the 2-1-1 strat, even when things go sideways. And oh boy, both of these games start with peak SoloQ energy. I'm talking early hooks, panic rotations, 2-taps, and tunneling. No comms, no coordination, no rehearsals, no paid actors, just pure, unfiltered SoloQ chaos. But here's the magic. The second I locked into 2-1-1, the rolls, the spacing, the saves, the healing discipline, the team snapped into place like we actually planned it. Even against the 2 strongest killers in the game, a Blight and a Nurse. Macro did what Macro does, turned disaster into momentum, and turned impossible into winnable. Alright, let's jump into the first match, because this one starts off kind of rough. Blight is gonna blight rough, but watch how 2-1-1 pulls this entire thing back from the brink. At the start of this, I see him run across the map to our side, so what do? I run across where he spawned at, trying to find a generator that nobody's on. And during that time, you see Yui already in chase, and she goes down pretty early, right? Oh, hello DMS. I have this healing build, so I go for the save, but the saving grace here is Kindred, so I see 2 other survivors in front of me, one of them going for the save. So instead of going back to my gen, which is DMS, I rotate to the survivor who just left for the save. I rotate to her gen. Now, since this generator is DMS and I hear a heartbeat, I go check to see where the killer is and see if this survivor needs an unhook. As soon as I see the Laura in chase, I go for the save. My healing build is kind of strong here, so she's healed before the Blight, or shortly after the Blight hooks here, and we're pretty much back in the game and stabilized. Resurgence OP. Throughout this game, also notice there's always somebody on a gen. That's indicative of a really good, healthy team. Now, I could have pre-left here with the information I had, but I chose to take chase, and it was probably the right decision here. And the information I had from Kendrick here, was pretty clutch, I think, because he pretty much gave up and switched to another person, which allowed the unhook, but we did kind of clump up, which was kind of bad, I think, and it did lead to my down, but I think he was either being really nice or he had another perk which required a fresh hug here. Yes, we're doubled up here on this gen, but I mean, it's fine because we know that he's chasing somebody and he's on the opposite side of the map. And I think we are confident enough that if one person gets hit, the other one is fine. Here, I had the same idea as the Laura, but I tried to remove myself as unintrusively as possible and went for the save. We wanted to end this pretty quick, right? I mean, obvi, it's a Blight. So we 3-gened this, which is okay if it's the last gen and you really want to, close this out. And at a certain point, Cheryl got up to pre-run the doorway, which, totally legit strat. Unfortunately, we couldn't save the UE here. I really would have loved to, but I mean, she is the goat for sacrificing herself for us. And I am a goofy goober here because it took me so long to figure out Laura wanted to trade healing kits. I've got a event healing kit here. And she's got a pretty good healing kit herself too. But I eventually figured out, we traded, and we both escaped. Life goes on. So that's game one. So once again, I go for a generator that nobody's on. And in this case, I go for the one in the middle because I still didn't have the achievement for doing that particular one and escaping, even though this is a nurse, and I don't usually run up against nurses, let alone good nurses. You can see the Feng lasted a pretty good while in chase with this nurse, but once she was hooked, things happened. So since the Sable finished her generator, she rotated for the save, but the way she did it, I would not recommend, like, ever do this. Please don't. Like, what? Like, what is this? This is what you call a terrible trade. Because the nurse is just going to go after the poor Feng now. And that's what you call being tunneled, being farmed, like, whatever you want to label it. Yeah, that's what it is. So I follow the nurse because I have got this crazy healing build that only increases in power by how many hook stages you have. So, of course, I'm going to go be there for the hook save for this poor Feng. But unlike the Sable, I'm gonna wait for the nurse to go away before I commit to the save. And this poor Fang, I get it. She did do the proper thing. She doesn't know my healing build. But yeah, she did do the right thing. If you ever get unhooked against a nurse, you do what she did. And here, I just erased all the nurse's pressure off of this Fang, right? I heal her in like 4.5 seconds, and she is back in the game. All of that momentum she had, and we're down to 1 generator. Ouch. So I keep this chase up enough to where the last gen pops, and it's GG's from there. Now this is kind of mean, bully behavior, but it is a nurse, and she did stand there, so yeah. And that's it. 2 full matches that show exactly how much calmer SoloQ can feel when you have a structure to fall back on. I hope this gave you something steady to hold on to in your own games. If it helped, I'd love to hear about it. Drop a comment, share your own wild matches, all that good stuff. And if you're enjoying the chill, hit the sub so you don't miss the next one. Take care, and see you in the fall.